Hello guys, how's it going? It's here today, and welcome to the next episode of How to Build a Cruise Ship in Minecraft. So this is the longest one, and I might put it into two parts to kind of just see where we are going. But today, we'll be doing the rooms of the cruise ship, which is the majority of the ship. So, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll worry about this space later on, but first we're going to make a basic room, because it's going to help a lot better. So let's just get some wood as an outline, and what you want to do is make, like I said, make an outline of your room. These rooms are going to be relatively small because they are cabins, and keep in mind that you want to have a hallway, and you want to make sure that it lines up with these elevators back here, because you might not have enough room, because if you make the rooms too long, then there's not going to be space for a hallway in the elevators back here. So make sure that you leave enough space, so about 2 blocks. So as you can see, there's about a 2 block difference right here, so that's about how wide the cabins are going to be. So they're not going to be very big. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 wide on this specific ship, so that we can still have the hallway going through there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is about gonna be. This is roughly about how big the room's gonna be. So they're gonna be really tiny. But that's just kind of the way it is. Honestly. So this is a basic outline. So now we can go ahead and fill it in with whatever you want to fill it in. So I'm just gonna personally do it with some wood because I think that wood looks good. Some people don't agree with me, but that's fine. And there we go. So I'll go ahead and fill that room in, and then you want to make the walls. The walls, if you have a dark floor, you're gonna want a lighter color. So like I have a darker floor, so I'm gonna use this lighter wood as the wall. And actually, let me show you one thing you can do also to make the wall look a little bit nicer. So you have the walls, and if you want to add a different color on the top, you can add a darker color like this one, and it looks kind of nice. So that's one of the tricks that I've learned. So if you like to do that, then that's something you can do. And then you want to make the other part of the wall. You want to leave room for a door, of course. Now, here's the thing, is that you can put a bathroom in here. And by doing that, what you would want to do is you'd want to put in a wall right here to make it one space. Do that, and then get a court stairs, and then put that in there, and then you have a toilet. But for the interest that I don't want this to look too cramped, I'm not going to put a bathroom in it. But that is how you would do it if you so wish, and if your ship is big enough. But this specific ship isn't big enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the beds instead. And then I'll put a nightstand next to the bed. And then you want to put some sort of lighting, so you could put like you want to get a fence, a redstone lamp, and a lever. And what you want to do is you want to do that, and we'll just break that block. You want to put the lamp up there, and you want to put a light right there, and then you have a lamp. So that's one thing you can do. And you also want to have a table back here, just so you can put your general stuff on. And if you wanted to put a monitor, like a TV monitor, you can get some stairs and do that. Oops. And do that as well. And then you have a TV monitor, so you can watch TV while on your cruise. So that is pretty simple. You can make it more detailed, of course. You can even put, like, if you wanted to get like a plant. So you can even put like the plants down on the tables if you wish. And you can put, you can put like shelves and everything. But I'm just gonna do the basics for right now. So that's just a basic room right there. And you want to put your door, of course, right here. And there we are. So now we are in the hallway part of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the hallway the same as I did over here, just that it's consistent. So you can see I've used the gray wool. I'm just gonna do that to the hallway as well, so that, like I said, consistent pattern. So we'll do this like that. And then the hallway, you want to have some sort of detail. So one thing that you can do is add these types of panels like this. And then this will make sense when you start stacking it. Or actually, yeah, okay, so that's what you can do. Just keep that there for now, but you want to add some detail on the outside. And even if you want to even put like maybe a design like that, like right there, then you can also do that as well. They look nice. Alright, so now you have to make the interior cabins. So for the interior cabins, also, you're going to want to make your outline like I did last time. But you want it to be the same length as these cabins. They don't have to be the same width, but they do have to be the same length because it makes everything a lot easier. And you're going to keep continuing down until you hit the center of the ship, which is right about here. You want to go like this, and there you go. And, again, you're going to want to fill in your floors, and then you want to put your walls around it. Like this. be a lot of rooms in this ship because these rooms are tiny, tiny, tiny. So there's gonna be a ton of room in here. So I'm gonna do this like that. All right. And you just want to keep consistency. You don't want to change the different colors of the wall because it's not going to look right, to be honest. So you do definitely want to keep the consistency that you have going. So then, again, this is going to be a really, really narrow hallway. We want to add these poles so that it looks the same on both sides, and it's going to be incredibly narrow. But it is a tiny cruise ship, so it makes sense that way. You want to put your door in here, like that, I think it was, yep. Alright, and then in here, you're going to want to get your beds, and pretty much do the same thing. It doesn't have to be the same layout. You can definitely change it up, but it looks like these rooms are nearly identical in size. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it relatively the same, just so that it's consistent. But you definitely don't have to make the interior cabins, because on actual cruise ships, the interior cabins are different from the normal cabins. And actually, what thing you can do is you can use this wall. If you want to do that, and then if you want to get like a slab like this, you can put that on there, and then you have like shelves going on. So you can do that. And then if you want to get your potted plant, of course, you can also do that. And then if you wanted to get your monitor for your TV, you can also do that. And then there you go. So now you have a nice little room in here as well. So that is that. So now you have these two rooms laid out. So to save time, I'm going to use World Edit. If you are building this without World Edit, this is the part where it becomes tricky, because it's going to be a pain, because you have to fill this entire cruise ship and do the same thing over and over again. So I feel bad for you, but for the interest of my time, I'm going to go ahead and use World Edit. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this, and if you don't know how to flip, just watch. As you notice, I copied both edges of it. I go to the far edge, and then I want to go to the center of the thing, and you also want to flip it, of course. And you want to do / paste, and there we go. Stacked over perfectly. And you also want to check the doors, because like I always say, the doors do flip over when you stack it, so be careful. Alright, so there we go. So now we have the first row of doors, and I'm going to go ahead, and actually, hold on a second, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so now, yeah, the row. Now I'm going to go ahead and stack these rooms as well, and I'm not going to do this. I know a lot of you guys don't like the fact that I use World Edit, but the thing is that this would be probably about a 4 or 5 hour video if I did not use World Edit, and I do not want to stay here for 5 hours doing this. So I'm sorry, but if you don't have World Edit, then you're gonna have to fill this all in manually, and that is going to be an absolute pain, and that is not about right. So as you can see, I kind of messed up there. So you just want to stack it until, okay, so it looks like we're going to stack about 9 then. Well, actually, let's try 7. Let's try 7. Let's see. Does this interfere with that? I think there should be an elevator right there, actually. Give me a minute. Yeah, there is. Okay. So, when you're using World Edit, just kind of stack it to the best of your ability. Just keep, as you can see, I've been guessing a ton. Just keep guessing until you get it right. So we're going to go ahead and stack 7 like that, because you want the space open for the elevators. So now we have that done, we can go ahead and stack these individual rooms, because if we stack these guys, then it's going to wipe out the elevators, and we don't want that. Definitely don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and get a second point right there. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and stack this about 3, so that I'll pick up on the other side. Okay, this is just trying to avoid the elevators, really. The elevators are really, they're just the biggest pain when you're doing this, and oh crap, the door's closed, sorry. Or open, I mean. Okay, the elevators are going to be your biggest problem when you're stacking these things with World Edit. The elevators are just, you have to work your way around them. That's the only way you can do it, really. It sucks, but whatever. Okay, so there you go, now we've stacked these through. We want to finish our hallways. We want to make sure our hallways go all the way through. So fill in the space that you didn't quite get. And of course, your ships aren't the same as this one, so your elevators may be different, and your rooms may be able to be wider. As you see, these hallways are super tiny, but that is just because this ship is very, very small. Because when I build cruise ships, you guys have probably seen them, the Valor and the Magic and everything, and the Breeze. Those are huge ships, so I can't have bigger rooms with those, but this ship is really, really small compared to those, so I can't have quite as big of rooms. And as you see, what I'm doing right here is just continuing the hallway out just so it looks nice. You also add some light. Actually, you want a beacon. You want to add some light in your hallways as well. That's another big thing, is because your hallways, you don't want them to be pitch black. I've done that more than once on my ships, and it doesn't look good. So there's two things you can do. You can either put it in the ceiling, or you can put it in the floor. I'm going to put mine in the floor, but you can do whatever you want. So just put in some beacons where you see necessary, so that it lights up the hallway a good amount, like this. And then you want to hold down shift to put a carpet over it. So shift carpet. Shift carpet, and just keep going down, and there you go. So now you have lighting in that hallway. Also do the same for the other one. I don't really care, in my personal opinion, I don't care if it's symmetrical, but because you can barely see the carpets anyways, I just care that it's lit. So there we go. Put those down, and hold down shift and put the carpet on top of it. Or also you can just click the block on top of it like that. That also works. So there we go. Alright, so now we have those done. Now what you want to do is continue off from where you left off. And actually, I'm going to stack this one more. You'll see why. Alright, so we're going to stack one. You want to do the same for the other side, because you want to be able to continue where you were from when you started, from where the elevators were. I can't speak today. There we go. Okay, so now you have these cabins right there. So what you want to do is go back around the elevator and copy these cabins. Like that, and then just try to copy them from a point that you're going to understand. So like, I'll just do it from this point, so I know where it is. So it means I'm going to be lining up with the rooms. You see I'm on the wall. It's just a way for me to remind myself. So then when I go over here, I have the same view. I line up with the wall, and then I do / paste. And there you go. Then you have the rooms back here, and you can continue on. Really quickly, I want to double check that all these doors are closed, because that's going to bug me if they're not. Okay, so now I want to go back and continue stacking them. It's really time consuming, to be honest. That's the one thing I hate about doing the rooms. That's probably why this episode hasn't been out in ages. But I just do not like doing rooms. This is the point of the ship where I usually just slack. Like when I built the Breeze, this is pretty much I had almost everything done up until the rooms. So yeah. Also another thing. The levers on the lights may fall off. One thing you can do is you can manually fix them all, or you can just stack 7 again and just keep doing it till they all light up. And they won't always all light up. It's just kind of like, you know, whatever. Or you can just keep them dark and let your people that download it put them in, but that's kind of cruel, so I'm not going to do that. So you want to go back and put back all your levers like this. So you do this. Also, the lights in the cabins also help illuminate the hallways, so you also want to make sure that these are all lit. And you don't necessarily have to use the redstone blocks, but I choose them because I think it's cool that you can have a working lamp inside of your room. But you can definitely use beacons if you so wish. But I just personally prefer this because I think I like this. I like this a lot better. Alright, there we are. So now we've hit the center of the ship. So this is the atrium. So I just kind of stop it here. As you see, it's already kind of formed out a nice hallway. I don't know why that's there. So it already makes a nice little hallway right here. So you don't really need to do anything with a nice wall. So now what we're going to do is stack this stuff. So this is the part where most people are probably going to mess up. But just bear with me. So you want to stack, if you're using World Edit, then you want to get on that top corner of the rooms, and you want to go all the way back here. Don't worry about the elevator, because the elevator is symmetrical. Then you want to find this room, because this is where it goes in the next story. So you want to go down here, and to the lower corner, right there. That's your second position. And all you gotta do is / stack 1U. And then boom. Your whole row of rooms is up. You didn't have to do any work, and you now have a whole stack of rooms, and you did not have to do anything. And that is the glory of it. And look at, they're all the same. Now, keep in mind, I think this is north to south. North to south, beds will copy, but east to west, beds will usually not copy over. So you're gonna have to manually put those beds back in. So that's something to keep in mind, definitely. So if you're gonna place a bed, try to keep it north, or try to keep it north-south. It's gonna help you a lot. You know, just go back and double check that you have everything right also. And once you've copied it, like right here, I've kind of messed this up. But I'm just gonna put the wall back. Just with world edit, these are really big world edits, and you just gotta be careful. You really just gotta watch yourself and make sure that you don't screw anything up like I just did, like right here. But it's always fixable. You can always do / undo if you really mess it up. So that's something to keep in mind while I fix this wall that I've destroyed on accident, quote unquote accident. All right. I'm gonna go back and do this. That. All right. There we are. So there we go. Now we have our second row of rooms. So the next thing you can do is you can either stack it one more, or you can just do it all over again. I'm gonna do it all over again because the reason being is that this room right here doesn't exist on this floor, so it only makes sense that we go up to this one now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I did on the other floor, and I'm going to go all the way back here. Choose the top corner, which is about right there. All right, and then you're gonna want to go all the way back over here to the front of the vessel, to where this cabin is, because this is the cabin on the upper part, and then you want to go down there, and actually wait, okay, you want to go to the bottom corner and second position. Alright, so with that said, all you gotta do is stack 1U, and boom, all there, all good, and it looks like it's all eliminated, so that is perfect. And now you have your next set of rooms. So also go back, double check. I've screwed this wall up again, but I'm just going to stack that up again because I did not feel like fixing it. So it's easy. Yeah, a lot of your problems can be fixed also using World Edit. I mean, like that right there, that wall could just be fixed by stacking it one up. It always works. So perfect. There we are. So now we have those rooms done. One thing that's always good to do is do a walk-in. Just go to a random room, walk in, make sure everything's the way that you want it. Okay, we have the lever, we have the TV, FOD. Okay, everything copied over fine. Just make sure that you go over to the rooms, because some of the rooms may be corrupt. And you'll see that a lot. And I'm not even gonna lie, on a lot of my ships, a lot of them are corrupt. So now we are at the front of the ship. So there's a couple things you can do here. You can either make new rooms, or you can just make a hallway, or you can just fill it completely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some rooms. So I'm going to copy over this room. I'm just going to go ahead and stack this room, so we can have one more row. So more passengers. Always got to remember, it's all about the money. You can see how many passengers you can cram in there. All right, but right here, you want to make your hallway, and this hallway should lead right out to the door that I made right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this curve a little bit. Like this, alright. And then I just make my pattern lead right to the doorway. Like that. Alright, and I'm just going to make a wall right here because honestly I don't want a room back there. So we'll just make the wall go right there. And we can start a wall right here and just make this connect so that now you have a hallway right out to the outside. Ew, the outside, that's a scary place. Alright. There we are, and I'm going to put my door right there. Now, the front of your ship may be different. It really just depends how much you've actually copied this. So, if it's the same as my ship, this is what I would do, is I just make the hallway so that it makes the door to the front of the ship. But if your ship isn't like this one, then I wouldn't know. Just kind of do what you think. Right here, I'm not even going to bother putting some right here because it's very, very small. And there's nothing you can really put right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just do fill wool and fill that completely with wool because there's no reason for that to be there. Okay, same over there as well. There's really no reason, but first I got to make the hallway back over here. So we'll go ahead and do this. The hallways don't need to be symmetrical. I mean, it'd be nice if they were, but it's not like a requirement that they need to be symmetrical. It would just be very convenient. Because believe it or not, there are some parts of a cruise ship that are not symmetrical, especially Carnival ships. There are actually whole room decks that are not symmetrical, and that is one thing that really bugs me on some ships. But you know, it's their ship, not mine. They can do what they want. If they want to screw it up, they can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. Again, dead space with these rooms. I don't like dead space personally, but when it comes to this, I don't mind it, only because there is really nothing you can put there unless you want it to just look like crap. So I just fill it with wool, and the reason that I fill it is because you don't want mobs to spawn in the dark spaces. Okay, so there we go. We have that now. And you're going to want to do that for all of the decks. I'll do that in my personal time because I don't want to make you guys sit here and watch me do it. But for all the deck... Oh, wait. Never mind. I was thinking about doing a carnival ship. Never mind. Disregard what I said. Completely disregard what I said. Alright. So just do that, okay? Is one of those days. Okay. So, now we have the front half of the ship done, but we still have to do the back half. So, let's go do that. So these rooms are going to be exactly the same because you want it to be consistent with what you have. So I'm going to go ahead and find a row of rooms to copy. So, where's the wall? It's right about here. Okay, so we'll copy this right here. We'll start there, and then we will go over into the far corner of this room down here. Copy that. Actually, let's copy the entire thing. So that's the second position, and on accident, I accidentally got rid of the first position. Oops. My fault. Okay, whatever. Go back and replace that. Alright, so now you want to go to the edge of the corner like this, like on the room, copy that part of the room, and then go right there, and hopefully this works. Paste it. Did that work? I think it did. Let's see. Nope, it didn't. I was close, but no cigar. The thing with World Edit, just be careful. Just be very, very careful with World Edit. It's a very dangerous tool if you don't know how to use it properly. You can screw a lot of things up with it. And it is confusing. I'm not gonna lie. World Edit is very confusing to learn, but once you have it down, it is such a good tool, and I really highly recommend learning it. It is such a help when you get to know it. It's just like that girlfriend you really don't want, but you think that you want. You know that you'll like it in the end, it's just you need to learn to know it. And that is what World Edit is. It's a great analogy. Even though I haven't had a girlfriend. But, whatever. Enough of my sad life. Alright. Stack 3. And there we go. More rooms, upon rooms, upon rooms. So same thing with the elevator like we did back there. We're going to go ahead and copy just the side rooms so that we don't interrupt the elevator. So we'll stack those about 3. Actually, we'll stack those 4. You want to leave one out here, if you guys remember the reason, is because you want it so that you can line up the middle rooms. Alright, copy that. And then we'll stack that. Alright, so there we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and continue the hallway like we did the last time throughout the elevator area. No, I shouldn't call it the elevators, because this is the elevator area, considering that it has the stairs and everything. So... It's just that big annoying block in the middle of the ship. Let's just call it that. It's the big annoying block. So that should work fine. Okay. I want to make these hallways. Alright. Perfect. So now we've completely filled up the elevator area, and now we can continue on into this. So we'll copy the middle rooms, like we did last time. And then you want to find a place you'll remember, so I'm going to go ahead and do it on this wall. Copy, as you see, it lines perfectly with this cabin, so I'm going to go over here, line up with the wall, and then paste. And then there we go, pastes perfectly. Okay, so now, again, incredibly simple, just go back and stack. A lot of this you'll see is just repetitive. It is the most repetitive thing you're going to do on a cruise ship when you build these things. It's just unbelievable. It is probably, in my opinion, it is the worst part about building the cruise ship. I do not like doing the rooms. It's so much work, to be honest, for so little. Especially considering that no one... I doubt anyone that's ever going to download one of these things is ever going to go through all this. Okay, so we're going to leave these back rooms be for now. But what we're going to do is we're going to finish all the other rooms before we get to those. So I'm going to go ahead and stack... I'm going to stack these up. So I selected the far position over there, and I go back later on to fix all these lights. But I don't want to sit here and bore you guys. So, we're going to do that. Second position in the bottom corner. Did that register? I think that already is the second position. Alright. Then stack one up, and then bam. Actually, I forgot. We need to do it on this side too. Sometimes you can go to the wall on this one. Actually. Okay. So, just go back here, line up with the wall. It stays right about there. It doesn't really matter. It'll be the same anyways. And we want to stack that up too as well. I forgot about that. Alright. So now we stack that up. And now I done goofed. Okay. So this is what happens when you forget to copy the floor. I forgot to copy the floor over. That's one thing that's really important that I should have said, but it didn't really come to my mind. You do need to make sure that you copy the floor over when the first time, because I didn't even realize that I didn't do that, and now this is where we're at. So, lesson learned. Put in the floor. Now, this side went in for whatever reason, but this side didn't go in. So, fill light gray. Yeah, let's do 100. There we go. Problem solved. Okay. Now, we'll stack up. There we go. So now I've actually not screwed up this time. Okay. So now we have that row of rooms. I'm gonna go ahead and select that position for the next one. Do the same. So we select the bottom corner of that end, and we go to the opposite end on the top corner, and which we want to line up with this room right here. So this is as far as it goes, and then we are going to want to go and select that corner. So top right corner. And stack 1U, and then we have the whole next row of rooms, and then there we are. So now we have almost all the rooms inside of the cruise ship. It is perfect. So that means that all we have left to do is the back rooms. But again, make sure you go back, make sure all the stairs still work, just to make sure that they are symmetrical. But it seems as if that is the case. So now we have all these rooms in. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the stern. Stern rooms are very unpleasurable. And they are not fun at all. There's two things you can do with the stern. You can either make rooms in them, or you can just make them a lounge area. I'm going to make them rooms. Only reason is because I think that that's probably the best way of using the space here. So, I want to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I'm trying to figure out how many stacks of rows there are. I think there's only 2. There's only 2. Okay. Wait, there's 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode, because I do not want to do this right now, to be quite honest. But I've shown you guys how to make the rooms, and you can see it looks nice. Now you can see the ship's actually illuminated. It looks really nice. So, I need to fix that logo. I never noticed that was missing. Okay, so next episode we will be doing the stern rooms, and I'll find something else to do as well. But thank you guys very much for watching. I know this was kind of a probably a lengthy episode. I don't know how long it's actually been filming, but it feels like ages. So that is how you make all of the rooms in the cruise ship. And really, if you don't have World Edit, I'm sorry, it's going to be very, very hard. And I know this is probably a really, really hard video to catch on to, because I'm just sitting there talking about World Edit. But you really do need World Edit for this part. Otherwise, you're going to be making the rooms by yourself every single time. So that is how you pretty much fill the entire cruise ship in about a half hour. So thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, have an awesome day.